Hello, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, I am Divine Light, and I'm so happy you joined me today. In this reading, we're going to look into the timeline of this year to the next, your past to the next year, and also what's happening during this transition time in your energy and around you. I'm going to start out with your coffee cup, then we're going to move on to the detailed tarot. And by the way, if you go on to enjoy this message, don't forget to give some love, hit subscribe. It's the best way and the free way to support the channel. And also, if you would like a private reading, I have my email in the description box. Just send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now we're going to start out with your coffee cup, but I realized when I look at numbers and the timelines, not everybody's watching the tarot. Maybe you're here only for the coffee cup, but what happens is, when I look at the tarot cards and the special spread that we have, it brings clarity to certain things as subjects, objects, and people showing up here. Maybe their zodiac sign or what the matter is with the certain signals and signs. And what happens is in tarot, most of the time, we can see, for example, if you see a ship here, it appears in the certain context in there too. Okay, so make sure you're watching those ones as well if you want those kind of clarity. I see here, this is actually really strange. There is a turtle in your heart space, tortoise, and this can indicate a home. Maybe some of you are actually wanting a new home or manifesting a new one or moving to a forever home for yourself. Okay, this is showing up here within this next couple months. Probably the pathway is opening towards it. And the thing is, though, you can see the energy is so light. I even see here number 8 slightly forming. Number 8 symbolizes material satisfaction. So if there's like a finance, fundings, anything needed for this move, seems like that's going to appear for you. And let me tell you, it's so light. The energy is so clean and clear. There's even like a shooting star coming from, I know there's too much light, that's why it's not really showing right there. You can see that little dot right here is like slowly coming forward, which is your wish fulfillment, your heart's desire, maybe the funding you need exactly, or the perfect spot that you will feel forever home, you will call forever home. This can be something that feels like maybe even place. Can even, I know turtle most of the time symbolizes house, home, living environment. Sometimes it can feel like an environment, a club, or a friend group that you will feel at home. Okay, and it seems like it's happening very smoothly, very slightly, like it's coming into your life in a very aligned and flowy way. It doesn't even feel like a change to you. So if you are forcing a door that is not opening right now, or if you are trying to make something happen and trying really hard for it, know that this is not really aligning with the energy showing up here. Okay, so if maybe you are trying to make something happen and you're talking to certain people and they're giving you the answers as no, it's not possible, you can't work this out, it's not really the energy that you should be forcing with those people. It should be, maybe there is another option available to you and you should just look for that. It seems like there are 2 legal papers appearing right there. Legal paper can symbolize a contract, a plane ticket, maybe even a clean slate, a new beginning. Rather than trying to make something that is not really available to you happen, finding a way to think that is available to you at this moment, or maybe it's something that you have in hand already. The first thing popped in my head, maybe you're trying to get a degree or get an approval, get a permit that is really hard to get in order to make something happen. But it seems like you already have 2, maybe even things are available that you can use at this time. Okay, when you go from that path, initially I saw a person's face right here. Kind of looks like a little hill too. You can see someone with a mustache. You might also receive some like mustache kind of comes to me as this, I think it's the 60s, 70s, the bell bottom, that era that men used to wear bell bottom as well. Maybe that kind of like an old school, peaceful person showing up to help. I see here letter S can mean their first name or the last name, like Sammy, Samuel, the first thing that popped in my head. Sagittarius, maybe this is another Sagittarius, a fellow one that'll be there to support you, and they can have this kind of like a flower power spirit. Okay, another thing I see, it's very catchy. There are two different pathways opening outside your comfort zone, and I feel like even though this is outside your comfort zone, they're very joyful places that you want to go to. One of them has a mitten right there. I don't know if you can see the mitten. Owen mitten looks like can be also like maybe if you're living in a winterland right now, maybe an opportunity for you to go to a place that has cold or mountains. Wearing a mitten is going to be something that you're going to do as an activity, which is connecting to. There's a circle here. Can be circle symbolizing a commitment, someone committing to you, or you're finding something that you feel connected to, like maybe even a group of people or a contract. Like you might have to travel somewhere, and I don't want to limit this to maybe that you're going to find that blessing in the place that you go. You can find it as an inspiration coming to you and following that. Okay, there are three other pathways. I feel like this three is not really physical. They are actually spiritual. They're also connecting you to an unseen force right here available outside of your comfort zone. This is something that you don't usually do, or a place that you haven't explored before. And I'm going to say maybe it's on the other side of the world from compared to where you are. The world, like now we are globalized. It's like we can reach to the other side of the world without going there through the internet. So it can be something that you are forming the phone lines and the email lines and connecting with someone on the other side of the world. Okay, for some of you, maybe this is like I don't know if that's the case, but I felt the love energy, maybe finding someone, a soulmate on the other side of the planet. It can be something like that as well. When it comes to the transition time to from this year to the next, I see kind of like a samurai energy right here. You are shielding like up. You're putting up your shield, getting ready to maybe fight, or getting ready to defeat. I was going to say evil, but I see here there's a goat right there. You see the horns of the goat. Can be in a spiritual sense. Maybe you're dealing with a spiritual issue that you're putting up your shield, which is your self-trust, self-worth, knowing that everything is working out for you, and putting a confidence shield that no matter which way this goes, it is going to be for your highest benefit. That's the spiritual part of it. This can also be, the goat can be a Capricorn, someone who's disciplined as a competition. Maybe you're going into a competition, and this might require you to be really prepared to stand in front of them and compete with them. Or like the goat, even though it's not really like it's not a predator, but they tend to attack. So this can be someone that you need to be prepared about because they tend to attack. This is a transition time, like I mentioned, from this year to the next. What happens is, though, you're putting all that shield, but you're not going to use them. So I feel like the shield, also, this can be also physical and emotional. When you put it on, it is going to bring this confidence, and it's going to affect the fabric of the reality as well, in a way that you don't have to go and fight this fight. When you have the confidence that I will win no matter which way it goes, when you have the confidence, it is going to actually, the path is opening here. It's going to, you see the W, this is your win. You're going to win so smoothly and organically. You're going to actually become victorious in the situation. Another thing I see, there's a chunk of money showing up. This can be in the beginning of the next year, that you might be manifesting a resource and abundance. And I see it's gathering a lot of people above, like around you. There's a tulip here. Tulip can indicate maybe this is also going to be helpful for you to develop resilience to certain situations and circumstances, and maybe health matters, because when you have financial support, financial security, no matter which comes your way, you feel confident about it. And I see there's a clown right here. Clown can be symbolizing, maybe even this gives you the chance to explore fun activities. But clown can also indicate maybe someone acting unseriously in your situation, even though you have certain backing, and the tulip indicates your resilience in a certain situation. You have the confidence, you have the money, or you have the resources to resolve it. But this is a serious thing and you're taking it seriously. You might be dealing with someone on the background, not really taking your situation seriously. This can be a friend, this can be a family member, but it doesn't mean that you have to completely cut them off. But this is actually going to be a way for you to understand not everybody is actually like desiring the same things that you do or supporting you to be successful. This is not a bad thing. This is about becoming aware that you are the one who really like protects your desires and support them and defends them fully. Okay, so someone, if you come across, instead of feeling like fighting with this person and trying to make them understand and help you, instead of doing that, just letting them go and leaving them onto their own thing is the key here. So you can actually attract the people who will be helpful to you rather than dealing with their energy, their negativity. Okay, I see here there is someone, looks like Elvis with a big hair. This can be a show that you're going to be attending to. It doesn't have to be Elvis. It can be like a theater, or can be like a play that you're going to be attending, seeing this kind of like a historical thing maybe. Also, this hair can indicate authority and power to physical strength. Most of the time when you have certain deficiencies, the hair has problems growing, and this seems like this is a person who has that kind of like a fully physically body. That can be, I've told you, there's a tulip here. It comes forward. Maybe for some of you, there's a health matter you're dealing with. And it seems like here, when you do not really dwell on the people who help you, who doesn't help you, who's there for you, who's not there for you too much, when you move on the things that you want to accomplish, it is going to improve your physical, maybe even appearance as well. Another thing here, I see someone reaching out. I told you, like, do not dwell on if somebody's being a clown. There's somebody else here, someone wiser. I see there's a woman with a bun, maybe someone who has this kind of like a wisdom energy. I see a letter V, maybe Victoria. Ava can mean their first name or the last name, and this person has a ring right by her, which means they're committed to you, will be showing up. She has a horse behind her. This can be true wish fulfillment for you. Maybe that's exactly what you're desiring, but you are actually being content with who is around you. Seems like when you don't really mind who comes, who goes, who doesn't support you, it doesn't even actually exist in your energy field. This seems like here the true support will show up. Okay, let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, and intention, hold it in your mind. There's a beautiful crowd in your heart space, and I see your desire has like two stages here. It seems like it might be coming in two different directions, and or maybe along the way it might have a little pause and then keeps going. So this can be something that you're desiring, applying for something or asking for something, and after a certain period of time it might have a small pause, but it is going to really pick up pace after that. There's a heart shape here. This can be related to a relationship. This can also be your heart's desire, and it seems like it's closing a cycle in your life and opening up a new one. Another thing I see, there's an expansion happening in your energy field. You're probably expanding outside of your comfort zone and maybe exploring new areas, new fields. Okay, another thing I have here, there's an alien ET. You can see a little bit surprised character, and there's another ET, like a whole family of an ET. I see there's an number 8 next to them. This can be people or areas that are not really familiar to you appearing in your life, but you're going to still make it work. You're going to find a way to work with them. And 8 indicates material satisfaction. These people can bring material success when you are open to exploring what they're actually about. Okay, Let's dive into the tarot now. If you have a specific desired intention, you can focus on that one. Or if you have a question, because we're going to be looking at what are the biggest major lessons of this year and the biggest achievements as well. And the third thing this year I'm going to look at is what you let go of. What are you letting go of? What you should be letting go of. So you can focus on that too, okay? Because those kind of answers are really important rather than the major lesson. Most of the time we know what major lesson is, but we don't really know what we should be letting go of, okay? Let's see that. We have Four of Worlds. This is actually Four of Pentacles. This is a major lesson. Four of Pentacles energy is like a very tight energy, very constricted energy. I feel like here it says commencement. It's a beginning. And we have not the goat, but we have the ram here kicking back the sun right there. So maybe you are actually learning how to, where to stand. This is the major lesson, what to spend your energy on and what not to. Because Four of Pentacles in the original tarot, we see a man holding on really tightly to a pentacle, but stepping on two other of them, meaning you have some treasures maybe you were squandering, or you were actually not seeing they're available to you and kicking them off, and there's one actually you're holding on to really tightly. So it seems like now you're learning to be relaxed and using your resources very carefully. That's the major lesson. And also when it's time to have fun, you're giving yourself that relaxed, I think allowing yourself is the right word here, to have fun in the moment rather than like being very constricted. And another thing is the biggest achievement here. This is actually the Knight of Pentacles. You see the pentacles right there. It's beautiful. And I feel like that's actually the thing here. Your major lesson is to utilize your resources in the right way. And your biggest achievements is after you do, you planted your seeds very carefully, and now it's time to collect your crops and have like a bountiful harvest. That's going to be your biggest achievement this year, okay? Let's see what you let go of. Death here. Death card, what we see is, in the original tarot, I'm going to get to this meaning of these ones because these have many symbols here too. The original tarot, we see a king actually pass and the priest on top of it, the Hierophant praying for him. And we see a younger child and the queen right there. So there's the younger child symbolizes there's a future is bright. There's someone actually going to take over that thing. That's what you're letting go of. I feel like maybe there is a structure, an institution, or an authority in your life that you have been holding on to. Or maybe there's someone who wronged you. You're accepting them as your anchor point, and that's why maybe there's no progress happening in certain areas. Maybe there's a past relationship wasn't satisfying, and you're still seeing that as your like a point of attraction, like point of that's the center of the thing. Now I feel like with the Death card here, you're learning to let that go because it's already done, it's gone, and it's not serving you anymore. It was a past karmic lesson, maybe even. Now you are looking to the sun shining on the background. That's what we see in the Death card. There's the sun shining on the background. Now you're looking at the new horizons rather than dwelling on something that didn't really work for you in the first place, okay? It is gone because it was supposed to. And here we have many meanings too. That is the law of impermanence. All things must end, accepted. Death can occur by natural evolutionary shedding, snake shedding its skin, letting go, snake river letting its waters flow out, or release, falling leaf. As symbolized by the knife-like nose beak of the Scorpio-looking New Guinea spirit mask, death may be consciously invited by a cutting away of what is dead, stagnant, or oppressive. Yeah. Death may sadden you, yes, but ultimately it is liberating. So that's the energy that I'm feeling from that. What you're letting go of is something that doesn't serve you anymore. And now you're feeling much more liberated, okay? And we didn't still end this year, so this might be happening towards the end of this year, okay? Another thing I'm going to pose what to expect with the upcoming year. First of all, you're going to start it with contemplation. And the Hermit, when we see in the original again, there's a star in his lantern, indicates that there is a desire coming into your life. There's a wish fulfillment coming in. that will put you in the hermit mode. You're going to be, okay, what did I do in order to get this? Maybe you're going to create a formula of manifestation for yourself, or maybe like a feeling, state of being, a surety. What was that? You're going to maybe even contemplate on that and maybe repeat the process. This can even be like it doesn't have to be specifically like as manifestation. Maybe there is a way that you accomplish something, win, for example, a competition. This can be like backtracking to see, what did I do, what was my steps, and how I managed to manifest this, like create achieve success here. And then this is going to create a roadmap for you. Okay, that's going to be what to expect. With that roadmap, I feel like you're going to be able to apply it to different areas in your life as well. Let's see what's the biggest challenge. Sage of Cups. This is Knight of Cups. Someone might be coming with a love offer or something that you would love to have in your life. Can be romantic, can be friendship, can be something that will be satisfying you. Very gentle energy. And the biggest challenge is accepting that. Okay, having fun with that. Do we have it? Is this a turkey? No, it's actually seashell, which is the water energy, emotional satisfaction. I don't know the name of this, but I know this plant, this, I was going to say bird. It's not a bird, it's a flower, and it smells beautiful. I don't know if you ever smell it. It smells amazing. So it's like the really, one of the flowers that really makes you appreciate the nature's existence. So it seems like here, that's what maybe you are having a hard time to stop and smell the roses or smell the beauty of the love, friendship, and give yourself a chance to relax and trust. Okay, and that's coming in as maybe someone coming into your life to offer that. So it is the biggest challenge to accept it. Okay, can be new love. Sage of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Doesn't have to be their someone, like they're not sun, moon, or rising. It can be their Venus sign, and this is also intended for sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign. Maybe you have moon Saggy, but you have Venus water, and then you can align with another water cup, like a Venus sign. Okay, so let's see. The theme of next year is Ace of Worlds. I love that. Oh my god, it's Ace of Pentacles, money, guys, wealth, abundance, resources, material satisfaction, starting something new, maybe a new job, buying a new car, investing into new things, and achieving material success overall. But it's the beginning of it, exactly. And then I feel like this is going to be something growing abundantly, success. Basically, the theme of this upcoming year will be success, main theme. And the advice here we have is the Six of Worlds. Worlds is again Pentacles energy. Six of Pentacles is what happens when you start getting what you desire. This is suggesting that it's time to exchange that energy. Another thing here is Six of Worlds is not only giving, but it's also receiving. So if you're in a situation that you need certain things and it's becoming available to you, somebody's offering it to you, it's also, the overall advice is learn to take it, learn to say yes, because what we do most of the time, we learn how to give, especially female side of the world, we know how to give, but we don't know how to receive. So this world is going to be, the advices here is the synergy is going to be created. There's going to be a give and take energy coming forward. Allow the coming incoming things, accept them into your energy field as well. This is a positive energy I'm talking about. Okay, it's not like a destructive criticism or anything like that. The transition time, we have the Magician. Magician is the alchemist. He's not the creator, he's the alchemist. He takes something, for example, you take the tomato and turn it into a salsa. Okay, that's the magician energy. It's the simplest way explanation. This means that magician doesn't create something out of nothing. You have a skill, you have a certain thing in your hand, and this transition time calls for you to really use those skills that you have. Another thing we have with the magician here is this actually symbolizes the law of talent. The universe is giving you a multiplicity of talents as shown in the magician's hand. And as the gold of the Incan mask was extracted from the earth, extract your skills to create what you want to be. Like a shaman, put on any mask to be like anyone. So this is basically act as if in the full faith, acting as if like, I know fake it till you make it is very like, it sounds like encouraging, but it has like a little basically fake tone to it too. But I feel here the magician suggesting, while you are transitioning from this time to the timeline that you want to live, you need to put on the mask of that person. Okay, who would you be if you were living the life you want to live? Because of course there's going to be a change happening. We never stay the same. Okay, so like I can tell from who I was before I become a mother, and then I become a mother, and that I was a completely different person, and I didn't have the intention to become a different person, but I like, it just came to me. It just, you become an authority immediately, because now you have someone dependent on you. It's just a different feeling. I can't even explain how I got into that state of mind, and but it just immediately just came to me. Okay, so I feel like here we can apply the situation and the state of being, the state change, to anything that we want to become. For example, if you want to become a famous musician, you can watch all the musicians that they're talented, they're really doing their work, what they're doing, who they are, and then you can really tap into their energy and copy their state of being. Okay, and I feel like that's the term fake it till you make it actually applies, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be exactly them. You will, of course, your version of that character. Okay, let's see the Four of Worlds. We have Four of Pentacles. So you are actually evolving. The major lesson is being constricted to actually being open to the new creative possibilities, the help coming in, and also maybe sharing that help. Okay, the biggest actually the achievement we have, the Knight of Pentacles, using your resources very carefully. And I have Ace of Pentacles, guys. I didn't really have that many Pentacles energy with no one. You are probably manifesting, some of you planted seeds very carefully. Those seeds are growing. They're bringing you some financial, maybe even success along the way, and this will actually help you embark onto a new financial expansion energy. We had the Ace of Pentacles here. This is actually not starting from the next year. You're going to start experiencing this new beginning this year. Okay, the Death is what you're letting go of with the Queen of Cups. So you're letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore, and you're recognizing that you're not really holding on to the past, and maybe even looking at the past with compassion and love, understanding, oh, yourself. Not sometimes when I see in the comments like, oh, I don't want to forgive, I don't want to forget. No, you can forgive and forget, but it doesn't mean that allow the same thing to happen to you again, allow that person into your space. But I feel like forgiveness is not really about forgiving another. It's about forgiving yourself and loving yourself, because now you know better, you're going to do better. So it's the Death card, is leaving the past dwellings and the things that are, letting them go, and being more gentle and supportive and loving with yourself. The thing is here, what to expect. I told you we expect some contemplation, understanding, maybe creating a new formula to break you out of your restraints. Maybe you accomplished something in the past and now you're wondering, how did I do that? I need to exactly copy that back. I need to go back to that mental state, or I was living that amazing thing. How that, like, there's a, I feel like with the Eight of Swords is like you're constricting yourself to find the answer. But with the Hermit, you're expanding to, like, from that constriction, you're expanding your energy, your ideas, your maybe even imagination to soar so you can find the right answers. That's what you should be expecting. Breaking free from the bonds that are holding you tightly. Biggest challenge, I told you there's new love coming in. This can be even like an environment that you're fully loved, appreciated as you are. King of Wands, your powerful masculine energy, you being fun, loving, enjoying life, being adventurous, all celebrated and accepted. You might even find a new environment that way. And six, here we have the Ace of Worlds with the theme of the year. Ace of Worlds is actually, this is, even though this Five of Cups looks like a sad scene here, The theme is understanding that the things that don't really work out in the past or right now, the things that you're trying and not working out is actually for your highest good. Okay, you have already gained certain things and there's a castle across the bridge for you, but you need to do is lift up your head and look at the positive side. And Sagittarius, what the Sagittarius that I know, they do not really dwell on the past too long. They think about it, they analyze it, they feel sad about it, but then move to the next adventure. And I feel like that's going to be the energy theme of the year for you. And when you do really bounce back really fast, the Ace of Worlds is Ace of Pentacles. This will actually help you embark onto new material success journeys. Advice: give and receive. Some of you, again, Two of Cups come forward, manifesting soulmates. Can be love relationship, romance, can be also good partnerships, friendships that you're going to have this aligned giving and receiving. Emotionally, this is actually reciprocity energy. Emotionally, materialistically, everything is going to be really balanced. Okay, that's the advice. So what you put out will what you get back. Also, when you get back, I mentioned that you need to receive it, allow it to come to you. Okay, that's the advice mostly. And finally, we have Magician energy, the transition time. Some things are coming to an end. And the Ten of Swords, you see the sun is shining on the background, and we have the sunshine here on this picture as well. Some structures, some partnerships, some dealings that you have. We have judgment moment, maybe even someone from the past. Now I see on the shadow side, maybe someone who's competing with you, trying to defeat you. That might be coming to an end. And I feel like as a magician, you're going to have some say to it. You're going to have some maybe power over the situation. And judgment moment is you're not going to dwell on it too much. You're just going to understand and maybe analyze what this happened and forgive. And also with the magician energy, you're going to move on to the next thing and focus on what you want to create rather than how it didn't really, what didn't go wrong, what didn't go right, and you're going to try to make it right. Okay, instead of just focusing on, oh, this was a mistake, now it's never going to happen type of energy. I feel like you're pushing that out of the way and going with the energy of, okay, this is what we need to do in this moment. If this didn't work out, let's change the course of action. Let's see 3 important things you need to know at this timeline. We have first, stand still. I feel like this might be also coming as an advice here when the things are restraining you and some things are coming to an end. This can be friendships, and do not really jump into action right away. But the Hermit energy has the same thing too. And just stand still, wait for a while and see what is going to come out of it. And the second thing you need to know, we have flexibility, be flexible. This doesn't mean being flexible in your desires. If you're desiring something specific and you want it to be exactly the same thing that you want, you don't have to be flexible. If you want a red car, for example, you don't have to be flexible on that. But if you want to purchase in a certain way and if that source is not really approved, it's not coming from there, instead of trying to kick that door open, try to find other options. Be flexible into the way you manifest it, the way you receive it, okay? Let's see the third thing you need to know for this time. Purity. Purity is cleansing. So if you have any doubts, self-doubt, or doubt about the situation, the flow of the things coming into your life, it can be also like clarifying, purifying your mind about this kind of disruptive thoughts. And it can also be like purity of your mind and body is going to be helpful for you to really achieve solutions, like really achieve success in your situation. Okay, purity. Stand still, meditation. I feel like purity is like a detox is necessary. Okay, let's see your what's getting activated in your life. We have belief. Belief is the strongest. I have here Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if you guys saw it before. This is my number 1 book. I read it all the time, and that has a part. It says like belief is the most important. And I was listening to a recording from Bob Proctor today, and he says belief is the most important thing. If you want to make something happen, you need to really create the belief. And belief is something we keep repeating, a thought that we keep repeating. There's much more deeper science behind it, but it seems like here this is coming to you as as like a confirmation. If there's something you want to change or you want to create, belief is 1 here, 11 is the beginning of that. Okay, the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and the strong connection to source. Another thing come to me now when I read that. I was talking to one of my therapist friends recently, and he said, whatever that you believe that you're worthy of, you immediately make it happen because you're in the same frequency of that. Okay, so it seems like maybe there's things that you should be looking to realize and recognize. That do you believe you're worthy of the thing that you desire? Okay, it might be coming to remind you of that, or maybe so you can affirm that you're worthy of those desires. Let's see your final message here. We have unicorns, but the last reading, I realized maybe this is not really the unicorns. These are the angels or higher self. We have the freedom coming forth. Let the universe, not let the unicorns set you free, it says here. When I was reading the cards, I realized it can be replaced with the angels or higher self, or like your own self as well. Unicorns is just a name for this mythological creature, the higher power. Only your thoughts and emotions can imprison you, so you are reminded to watch them today. Then ask your unicorn to touch your third eye with its horn to help you release all that binds you. Yes, you can ask for their help. My unicorn is setting me free, but instead of tying this to the unicorn, you can tie it to your own self as well. I'm letting myself free. You can touch your third eye and repeat this as an affirmation, which I feel like it's beautiful. All right, my beautiful Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. I would like to thank you for joining me, and I wish you a magical day. Bye. Hey beautiful, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.